My bad. How's it hanging? I'm Reed.
I'm Jax.
Welcome back to another video. So, you guys have seen the new Superman movie that's going to come out in 2025. James Gunn's directing it. It honestly looks fantastic. The casting has been amazing. But what really caught my eye is the suit.
So unlike most of our other suits, we got this one from Procosplay. Usually we get them from Heroes Time, but we wanted to try out a new website for this one. We actually emailed them and asked if they could send the suit to us to review, and they did accept that. So we did not have to pay for the suit.
But for the average consumer, it's going to cost about $159, and with shipping, it's going to be about $180.
As you guys will find out later, that is a very good price for the quality of this costume.
From us actually ordering it to getting here, it was about 26 days, which is honestly a pretty good time, considering they do make them to order. Now that's not as good as the average of Heroes Time, however, you know, we've never ordered from them before, so honestly, that's pretty good.
Now that we've got all of that background info out of the way, let's open up this suit.
Alright guys, so we have the suit all out here on the table for you guys to see. As you obviously can see, the colors are absolutely fantastic. It's really popping right now. We think it looks fantastic. Let's really get into it and start talking about it.
So the first thing we're going to talk about are the boots for this costume. They're huge. Whose calves are gonna fit in this? The soles on this are actually pretty nice. They have a lot of grip and they're gonna be pretty good for when you're running.
Unfortunately, the next thing of the suit is a negative. It's the belt. The belt is just, it's a little rough. The belt doesn't look great. It's lacking texture. It has this weird cardboardy looking outline. It's really stiff. It's too big. Honestly, the belt just does not match the quality of the rest of the suit, and I really wish it did. Now, the shaping is pretty accurate. It does look like the belt from a movie, and honestly, when you have it on, you don't really notice it.
There is underwear on the outside of this suit, unlike we've seen from the Snyderverse. This is what Superman's supposed to look like. I don't know why really they did that. I mean, it's an interesting choice, but I prefer having the underwear on the outside. It is very high-waisted. Like, it goes all the way up to your belly button. Keep that in mind when you're trying to buy this suit. It's going to be high-waisted, and that is actually accurate to what we've seen from the concept images. There are belt loops right here, so it's gonna kind of get cut off, so it's not gonna look as high-waisted when you're wearing the belt as it would when you have no belt on. The fabric on this is very nice. It's pretty high quality, and there is the pleather striping that goes throughout, which adds to the detail of the underwear.
One positive of the suit is the logo. I do think it looks quite nice. It really does pop. It's obviously accurate to the movie logo, which is not based off of the normal Superman logo, but rather the Kingdom Come Superman logo. I love this logo. I think it really feels very bold, very striking. And I do think that it's a little bit more alien than the normal S, but I honestly think that this is just an absolutely fantastic looking logo, and it really differentiates this Superman from the other. The only thing that the logo is lacking is the texture. I do wish it was a little bit more heavily textured, because that is a very prominent feature in the suit from the movie. The logo is very clearly more textured than this, and I do wish that they had provided some of that extra texture, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I think you'll be happy if you just get this.
You guys may have seen from the concept images and the stuff that they've released from the set photos that there is actually some thicker parts of the suit, those being the shoulders, the gauntlets, and then the knee pads. They are, in this suit, they are modeled with a bit of foam on the inside, a bit of fuzz fillings to make it kind of like a muscle suit. It definitely makes it look more like the Superman costume that we've seen, and I do think it adds to the suit just because it gives you a little bit more different shaping, and it helps to give you muscles if you don't have it, or accentuate them if you do.
Absolutely fantastic positive of this suit is the materials. It is not just spandex, which is so appreciated. It is clearly a different material. It has amazing texture, and like a lot of Spider-Man suits that we've bought, they have printed on texture, but this one actually is textured, which really makes it seem more premium and high class than we've seen before. I'm not entirely sure how accurate this texture would be to the actual movie. In my opinion, the one from the movie looks a little bit more like a wetsuit, but this one really is close, and I think on camera it'll look extremely good.
The cape here comes with a logo as well. It's the same shape as the logo on the front, but it's just indented here instead of having the red and the yellow. It's just yellow. It's also slightly smaller than the logo on the front, but it does look very good, and it adds to the Superman look. The shoulder parts of the cape that snap on have female snaps here. They are black, which we would prefer for them to be red because it would just look more accurate, and it would look like the cape is just kind of attached to the suit at all times. Black makes it look a little bit separated. There's also some pleating here, which adds a little bit of artificial ruffles to the cape when it's coming out of the shoulders, which I think looks pretty good, and it definitely adds to the texturing of the suit.
The actual fabric of the cape is really nice. This might be like some of the best cape fabric that we've ever had. It's incredibly swooshable. It's heavy, but not too heavy. It's definitely too heavy to have been supported with Velcro, so it's very nice that it's supported with snaps. It is amazing. This is just a really great cape, because honestly it doesn't get much better than this.
With all of that out of the way, let's suit up.
As for our final thoughts on the suit, we're gonna have to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Really, the only thing holding this back from being an actual 10 out of 10 is just the belt isn't great, the logo lacks texture, and the boots are literally big enough to have your entire head in.
Base blue fabric of the suit is very high quality, and it's a lot like our Deadpool suit that we've got, which was much more expensive than this. There's also the pleather striping, as we mentioned earlier, which adds a lot of detail and is still very accurate to the design of the costume from the movie. Of course, these are not the actual exact fabrics that they used, but it's definitely pretty close, and it helps to get that look and get the feel of Superman from the DCU.
While I do think some spandex suits could capture the look of a lot of Superman suits, I really think that this one does require a little bit more of a baggy feel and a little bit more texture, because the suit in the movie is clearly extremely textured and it has a lot of dimension, and I really think that's reflected well on this suit, which has several different textures, lots of different pieces. The suit is also amplified by the padding, because there's some shoulder padding and there's some knee padding, and there's actually some gauntlet padding, which really adds a nice look and mimics how kind of the suit has different levels of thickness in the actual movie from what we've seen.
The cape for this costume is very high quality. The fabric that they used is not quite like a cotton you would see for a t-shirt, but it's a little bit thicker than that, and it's kind of like a satin sort of feel, but it's very high quality, and it flows in the wind very nicely, and it helps to make you look like Superman. The yellow logo on the back also adds to the Superman feel, and it helps it feel more heroic.
The negative of this suit would unfortunately be the boots. They actually are quite high quality, but they just have a few things holding them back. They are just so massive. Like, I know I'm not like the most big guy, but I feel like even the biggest guy would have some room in these. So maybe if we could just figure out a way to tone them down a little bit, that would be a little bit better. The actual look of the boot is pretty impressive, and I do think that it looks really nice. I just wish that the sizing was better.
The other two negatives for this suit are unfortunately the belt and the logo. They're not really that much of negatives, they're just not 100% accurate to what was in the movies. The belt is a little bit untextured, and the color just isn't really that gold. It's more of just a yellow. Also looks a lot like cardboard, and it's pretty stiff. It just doesn't look like the belt compared to what we've seen from the movie so far.
While the logo may be an accurate shape and even an accurate color and size, I do think that it really is missing the texture that is so prominent on the logo from the pictures that we've seen. I really wish that it had that texture, because I think that it really makes it look a lot more professional and nice. However, I definitely don't think that the logo on this suit is bad by any means, and if you order this suit, I think you will be happy with the logo.
Overall, the suit does fit very well. There's some loose areas, but that's what we've seen from the leaked pictures and stuff from the movie.
The colors on the suit are just absolutely fantastic. There's not much to be said. They look exactly like they do in the movie. They pop amazingly, and I honestly couldn't change anything about the colors. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and comment if you have any questions or concerns below.
Make sure to check out our Patreon and our Instagram. They're linked in the description below.
And remember, with great power comes great responsibility.